Hi. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how this video is gonna go, or what's gonna come through, or what. But, we call upon God and we go from there. So, is taxation theft? Now, thou shalt not steal is a very clear biblical commandment. Why is that in there? Because stealing is always done by one of the 7 sins. Greed, whatever. You know, what is it when you take something from someone against attempting to go against their free will? In the eyes of God, you're innocent. Though in accordance with karmic cause and effect, it would be charged as theft. That is what theft is. That's what it is. So where's the nuance with taxes? Because if we had a tax-free society, well, we've seen, how many of you would feel safe in a government, like if the society had no government? That would lead that. Have you seen the movie The Purge? Now that's just a movie, but just by example. Okay, the government can do very good things. The government, law enforcement, can help keep us safe. I feel safer living in a society with government. Plain and simple. I like taxes. I would prefer to live on a commune. Yeah, communism. I would actually personally prefer that. That seems harmonious to my kind of lifestyle. Yes, I give my money back to the community. I take what I need. I be on my way. I give the rest away. It's harder for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven than it is for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. However, we cannot force individuals to that level of evolution right away. It is up to the individual to evolve to that state of consciousness. You know? Now we see in certain societies where there's a general collective consensus amongst the collective consciousness where they want taxes, such as certain places in Europe, and obviously in the United States, Canada, other places as well. And taxes are used extremely productively because the collective consciousness naturally flowered into a place where they're like, yeah, overall, we want to give back. We like giving back our taxes so that we have, this type of healthcare, roads, whatever it may be. Different countries, different cultures, different collective consciousnesses, different preferences. Okay, there's going to be variance. I'm not saying there's one best system. Okay, some places are going to delegate their taxes more towards free healthcare, free college, some more towards roads, military, whatever it may be. There's a balance here. We must allow individuals to evolve to a point in their own right, not where we try to force them to be that way. But we must allow them individually to evolve to that state where they notice, oh, living for others is actually the best way to live. I want to give my money back. I see that true riches are not in this material thing called money. This is just a transit in the world of form. most of the United States is at least somewhat on board with that idea. It goes beyond an idea; it's an action. It's a thing you do. You give. Okay, but it takes an evolved individual to realize that that's the best thing to do. That's the most harmonious, leads to the best kind of life. To try to force somebody to do that, to take their money against their free will, you are still pure and innocent. And karmically, it will be charged as theft and stealing. Thou shalt not steal. So where's the balance? The politicians are in a tough spot. How do they decide? How much do I tax the public? Because not every individual wants to be taxed kind of differently. They want their money to go to different places. Most people agree that some level of taxes is good. Even like most staunch conservatives would agree. Every now and then you'll get a Ron Swanson who just says, nope. Okay, whatever. That's fine. So where do we draw the line? Well, in the United States, we have individual states. If you're more conservative, you can go live in Ted Cruz's state. Or you go live in Florida. Or you can live, Wyoming. We have other states too. We're very liberal. You can live in California if you want. It's just important that we maintain a balance here. Where we don't cross the line and say, look, we don't cross over into the bounds of stealing. Thou shalt not steal is a very clear commandment. Very clear. It's always done from a disposition of sin. To take something against someone's free will. The basic tenet of love and forgiveness is to honor free will, to honor people as they are. Oh, you're driving a nail through my hand. I forgive you, my brother. You know not what you do. Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. So if individuals are greedy with their money, we allow them to do so. Those people will filter out. Or they will evolve to see, oh, my life is empty. To try to force them to see your ideology would be to stoop to their level. To try to take their money is just the same as them trying to take all the money. Whatever. It's good to give via charity. Now, I'm a fan of taxes. I like taxes. In fact, if this was a nation of just David O'Briens, dude, we'd have a very high tax rate for many things. We'd have free college. Okay, we'd have free healthcare. I'm serious. That's what David O'Brien, the person, would prefer. On one level, who I was maybe 5 years ago. All right. But over time we learn. We can't force others to learn, but we can learn from others. We can't force another to see our way, even if we think our way is the most evolved way, the smartest way, the best philosophy. Jeshua couldn't force people to see his way. That guy only had 12 disciples. Of the thousands of people who he healed, only 12 people could pick up what he was putting down. And the rest wanted to beat him up. He forgave them anyway. He didn't try to enforce his way upon them. He forgave them. What do you do when you find the ultra conservative? You forgive him. The ultra liberal, you forgive them. There's a balance with this system. The individual has to flower into it. To try to force an individual to be giving is like unto ripping open a flower bud, picking up the pollen, and then trying to sprinkle it on the other flowers. We need to allow the flower buds to open naturally. We need to make sure, government officials, really everyone's a government official. Everyone governs things, all right? Some people just play the game as, politician, I wear a suit. To take something against someone's free will, ask yourself, on what level is that wholesome? It'd be like if you bought some food and someone was just like, oh, I'm going to take this and give it to other people. I see where philosophically that's very tempting to do. It seems like, you're really whatever. And there's a degree to which taxes are really good. It's like children, kind of, You have children. Sometimes you got to teach them about giving to other people. Yes, that's true. Even so. So live and let live. David O'Brien would like to live in a commune, where the collective consciousness has evolved to where people see, oh yeah, living for others is better. We all give to each other, and there's a harmonious cycle. Because ultimately, that is the cycle of God is giving. And so if we try to take more than we need, and if we try to take against others' free will, karmically it will be charged as stealing. Of course, if someone wants to take from us, well, if a thief wants your coat, you give him your cloak also. You say, I eradicate this energy of stealing completely. You try to steal. There is no such thing, my brother. I only give. Thou shalt not steal, because truly stealing is an illusion. And yet we must allow others to evolve to that state of consciousness. And we must not cross others' free will. It is called stealing when we cross others' free will in regards to, what they own, So in one sense, yeah, kind of stealing doesn't exist. It kind of, but it totally kind of does. Okay. From a master's perspective, they can see clearly without judgment. Oh, there's just this cycle of giving and giving and giving. The divine just gives and gives and gives. It's the attitude of trying to hoard for oneself that keeps everything clogged. It's called greed. So a master, of course, will happily give. But we must allow everyone to flower into a master in their own right. So, yeah, I love you. Agape, high five and pound. I love taxes. Let's just make sure we're taxing productively. All right, if we notice the public is getting angry at the taxes we're throwing at them, Ask yourself, is that what Christ would do? No, in fact, Christ would give to the greedy ones even more. When you give to a greedy man, it weeds that tendency out. And it gives where giving is needed. The greedy man is a hungry child who was starved when he was young. He's asking for food. When a thief wants your coat, you give him your cloak also. All right, amen. I'm gonna eat some breakfast. Maybe brush my teeth with some toothpaste. My toothpaste tube ran out. I use that charcoal toothpaste. You know what I mean? It's good stuff. Tally ho. You know, if you're a conservative, a liberal, whatever. Okay, we need a balance. There's a balance. I think both sides are beginning to really see that. I'm glad that there are two sides which can keep each other in balance. And I'm glad here in the United States, we have different states. If you want to be more conservative, go to Florida. Great state. Go to Ted Cruz's state. Go to Texas. That's an incredible state. In fact, I have a great friend who lives in Texas right now. A very spiritual woman, powerful feminine woman, prefers to live in Texas. All right. Both political philosophies, can really be pulled into mass. There just needs to be a balanced viewpoint. We're not all supposed to have the same ideas. 6 billion people, 6 billion different philosophies. We work harmoniously. We choose to step into the shoes of Joshua ben Joseph. We say, I and the Father are one. My brother, you need my coat, I give you my cloak also. All right, amen.